In life, it is not uncommon for individuals to feel lost, uncertain of their path or purpose. It is a disorienting experience that can evoke a sense of anxiety and apprehension. The feeling of being lost can be overwhelming, leaving one gasping for direction in a world that appears chaotic and unpredictable. Are you a young person feeling lost and confused about your future? Are you tired of hearing the same old advice to follow your dreams without any concrete guidance? Simon Sinek is a renowned author, speaker, and leadership expert for his ability to inspire and motivate individuals and organizations. He is the author of several best-selling books, including Start With, Why, and Leaders Eat Last, and is a popular speaker on topics such as leadership, teamwork, and motivation. Today, we will talk about his lessons from his famous talks and interviews specifically for young professionals. Perhaps this might be the video for you to find your North Star. Let's get started. Find your purpose. You know how sometimes you're stuck doing a boring job that you don't really care about? It's like dragging yourself out of bed every morning and trudging through the day, feeling unfulfilled and unmotivated. That's what Simon Sinek is talking about when he says working hard for something we don't care about is stress. Now, on the other hand, imagine doing something that you absolutely love, something that sets your heart on fire and gets you excited every day. That's the kind of work that Sinek says can bring passion and fulfillment to our lives. It's like when you're so into something that you lose track of time, forget to eat, and get a little too obsessed. That's a good kind of work, the kind that Sinek wants us to pursue. But here's the thing. Simon Sinek says that we often make the mistake of thinking that our job or career is our purpose in life. We get so caught up in our job titles and daily tasks that we forget about the bigger picture. But our purpose is something larger and more meaningful than just a job. It's like thinking that the purpose of a fork is to stab food, when its purpose is to bring food to our mouths. It's not about the tool itself, but what enables us to do so. Sinek's advice is to find your true purpose in life and pursue it with passion, whether it's through your career or in other areas of your life. It's about finding that sense of fulfillment and joy that extends beyond the daily grind. And to help us do that, he offers 5 little rules, kind of like a treasure map that leads us to our purpose. It's like going on a fun adventure to find the elusive thing that truly makes us happy. Find what makes you happy and pursue it with passion. Don't get too caught up in the job title or daily tasks, but focus on the bigger picture. And remember, the purpose of a fork is to not stab food, it's to bring food to our mouths. Go after the things you want. Yes, the first rule of finding your spark. Go after the things you want. Basically, it means that if you want something, don't just sit around and wait for it to fall into your lap like a delicious slice of pizza. You gotta go out there and grab it like a hungry teenager at an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Don't be afraid to take risks. Put yourself out there and chase your dreams like a dog chases a squirrel. Just make sure that you don't get distracted by every shiny object along the way, like a cat chasing a laser point. Stay focused, stay determined, and go after what you want like it's the last slice of pizza on earth. Going after what you want is an important part of achieving your goals and finding your passion. You can't expect things to just fall into your lap. You have to be willing to put in the effort and take action. So whether it's pursuing a new career, starting a new hobby, or going after that last slice of pizza, do not be afraid to go after the things that you want. Don't just sit back and wait for someone to offer it to you. Now you make your way through the crowd boldly and confident, and you grab that slice before anyone else can get to it. The 2 ways people see the world. Simon Sinek shares a story about he and his friend went for a run, and at the end they were giving away free bagels. Simon saw the bagels and immediately wanted one, while his friend only saw the long line and didn't want to wait. Simon couldn't understand why his friend wasn't as excited about the free bagel as he was. This made Simon realize that people see things differently. Some people see what they want, while others see the obstacles that are in their way. Simon then goes to explain that we should go after the things we want, but we shouldn't stop others from getting what we want. We cannot deny someone else the opportunity to go after their desires. We don't have to follow the same path as everyone else, but we can do things our way and even break the rules. But we shouldn't stand in someone else's way. In simpler terms, it's like going to a buffet and seeing your favorite food, but someone else is in front of you. You can't push them out of the way to get the food because that would be denying them their chance to get what they want. You just have to be patient and wait for your turn. So go after what you want, just don't be a jerk about it. Take accountability. In the 18th century, there was a medical crisis that spread across Europe and eventually made its way to America. It was called the Black Death of Childbed. It was a deadly disease that affected women who had just given birth, and it caused them to die within 48 hours. The doctors and scientists of their time were eager to find the reasons for this disease, so they started to study it. They would conduct autopsies on the women who had died and then go about delivering babies without washing their hands. It wasn't until Oliver Wendell Holmes pointed out that the doctors themselves were the problem that they began to realize their mistake. For 30 years, the doctors ignored his warnings and called him crazy. However, eventually, someone realized that if they just washed their hands and sterilized their instruments, the Black Death of Childbed would disappear. The lesson here is that sometimes we are the problem and we need to take accountability for our actions. We can take all the credit in the world for the things that we do right, but we also need to take responsibility for the things we do wrong. It's a balanced equation. In this case, the doctors were so focused on finding the solution to the disease that they didn't realize they were spreading it themselves. It took someone to point out their mistake before they could take corrective action. It is a reminder that sometimes the solution to our problem is right in front of us, but we need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture to see it. Be the last to speak. Once there was a great who shared his story on how to be an effective leader. It was by observing his father's behavior during tribal meetings. He noticed that his father was always the last to speak and that they sat in a circle. The leader then explains that being the last to speak is a crucial skill for leaders to have, even more important than learning to listen. When people walk into a room and immediately present their ideas, it's already too late to create an environment where everyone feels heard and able to contribute. By holding back your own opinions until everyone else has spoken, you create space for people to feel heard and valued. You also gain the benefit of hearing what everyone else has to say, which can help you make more informed decisions. Instead of nodding or disagreeing, you should simply ask questions to gain a better understanding of why someone has a particular opinion. Ultimately, being the last to speak requires practicing patience, empathy, and the willingness to learn from others. Being the last to speak is a crucial skill for leaders because it allows them to create an environment of inclusivity and encourages everyone to contribute their ideas. By waiting to share their own thoughts until everyone else has spoken, leaders can demonstrate that they value others' perspectives and show a willingness to learn from their team. Simon Sinek's advice to young people is simple but powerful. Find your spark, go after what you want, be responsible, and take accountability of all your actions. Always listen, stay curious, be patient, and build relationships. And remember, if you fall down, just pick yourself up and try again. And hey, don't forget to have a little fun along the way. If you are new here, hello and welcome to Motivation Matters Most. Here in this channel, we talk about self-improvement and motivation with different stories to go along with it in order for you to find success in life. If this is something you're into, consider hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you can be updated on our next upload. With all that said, work hard in silence and let your silence be your noise. See you!